Well, good Sunday evening, everybody. I'm meteorologist Aisha Scott, and I just want to bring you an update on subtropical storm Alberto. Yes, it is still a subtropical storm, but you're seeing it looks a little bit more organized than it has been the past several days. So if you were with us, say yesterday on Saturday, a lot of the moisture was still on the east side of this system, but notice we're starting to see that circle form here, and that tends to indicate that this system is strengthening, or the storm is strengthening. And you'll notice here again, we still have all of that moisture being pushed into the southeast from really North Carolina, even back towards South Carolina and Georgia. So I want to show you the latest. This is as of the 8:30 advisory. They did do sort of an intermediate advisory here just to bring us up to speed because it has strengthened. Those winds up to 65 miles per hour. Just about a few hours ago, the winds were at 40 miles per hour. Gusting up to 75 miles per hour. It's moving to the northwest at 10 miles per hour. And you can see where it's sitting here. It's about 195 miles just west of Tampa, Florida. So it will continue to head slowly to the north, eventually making landfall right along the Florida panhandle here. It is not expected to strengthen a whole lot more from where it is right now, so it will likely make landfall as a subtropical storm. But Monday afternoon, 2 o'clock, winds still at 65 miles per hour. And then once it moves over land, tropical systems do not like land, so it will lose a lot of its strength and a lot of its oomph and become post-tropical by Tuesday. Now, Tuesday afternoon, winds up to about 30 miles per hour, and then by Wednesday, it will continue to just fall apart. Now, Alberto will bring us a lot of rain across the southeast, so that's something that we're going to be watching pretty closely. Now, we talked about this yesterday. So what is a tropical or subtropical storm? Because there's certainly a difference between a subtropical storm and a tropical storm. And typically with subtropical storms, the winds are far from the center, or the strongest winds are far from the center, and the heaviest rain usually to the north and east of the center. And that's what we've been seeing with subtropical storm Alberto. Now, here's a look at the models. This is the yellow that you see here is the GFS, which is the American model. The European model is in the red, and the European model tends to do pretty well on these tropical systems. But you can see the model comparison here. The Euro wants to strengthen this model a little bit quicker, if you will, compared to the GFS, but you'll notice both models keep this system going over, making landfall right along the Florida panhandle, eventually going over land, and then continuing to fall apart and head off to the north and east, again bringing rain to the south and east. Now let's talk about that rain, because they've seen already in Florida, even portions of the Gulf Coast, has seen several inches of rain, even some localized flooding they've been dealing with down along Florida. And you'll notice here, notice the reds, the oranges that you see. That's anywhere from 2.5 to 4, possibly 6+ inches of rain. So Alberto will bring a lot of heavy rain to the southeast. And again, closer to home, it's also going to allow us to pick up a couple of inches of rain as well. You'll notice here closer to home by Friday night, here we are just after 10 o'clock. This is just a forecast model, so some areas could see a couple of inches. So we'll say upwards of almost 3 inches of rain, especially the farther south you go into North Carolina, into South Carolina as well. Now, we've been talking about the outlook here. This is from NOAA for this hurricane season. Forecast about 10 to 16 named storms, 5 to 9 hurricanes, and about 1 to 4 major hurricanes. On average, we see about 2. And again, we've got Alberto here. That's the first name on the list. And to remind you, it's not even hurricane season. We actually start June 1st. But here are the names that you see here ending with William. And again, we'll continue to keep you updated on subtropical storm Alberto. And also, we'll keep you updated on anything else that forms in the tropics.